Hello and welcome to this week's tarot reading for the zodiac of Gemini. I hope this finds you well. I trust you use your own intuition as your primary instrument of resonance. Leave behind what does not reverberate. Tarot does not tell the future. The only thing that determines your future is how you react, reflect, and respond to the messages herein. I recommend getting a piece of paper and pen so that you can write down any streams of consciousness that come to you as we go through your reading. And this reading is for the full moon that's happening in Pisces, which is bringing a close to the lunar cycle that started at the new moon in Pisces in March. So if you have a journal entry for March 18th or 20th when the new moon happened, I recommend looking back and reflecting and meditating on how you were feeling, what you were inspired to do or to create at the beginning of that cycle, and just seeing where you are now, what has transpired in the last 6 months. And not only that, but we are coming into the equinox as well, which is another cycle coming to the end. It is the harvest, so reaping what you sow. So this is a very potent time of the year to contemplate and meditate. So without any further ado, I'll get into your reading. And the first card that I have is from the Kuan Yin Oracle deck, and it is Dance of the Butterfly Queen. A pure heart attracts divine grace, and that which was impossible becomes possible. From caterpillar to winged creature of delight, you cannot restrain what divine grace ordains, no matter how incredible it may seem to be. Whatever has been troubling you or whatever has been inspiring you, allow grace to infuse the situation or dream so that it may unfold with divine perfection. The next card I have is from the Supra Oracle deck, which deals with Jungian psychology, and it is the Threshold card. And this card is a card of pilgrimage, it's a card of understanding and realizing that thresholds are these invisible moments of intensity that allow us to become more self-aware and to step into new understanding and realizations, and that deeper understanding that comes with going over the threshold, and it usually marks like a very pivotal moment in one's life. If we think about thresholds in terms of like marriage and stuff, they carry the groom carries the bride over the threshold, and their new life as a married couple begins. So the threshold is a very potent kind of position or crossroad or in someone's life, and you're at the threshold. And if we think back to the Dance of the Butterfly Queen, the caterpillar, the threshold between being a caterpillar and being a winged butterfly, the caterpillar liquidates itself and then it is transformed into that butterfly. But what is happening in the cocoon? No, I don't think that's the word for it. I think there's another word. Chrysalis. That's the word I'm looking for. The chrysalis. What happens inside the chrysalis when the caterpillar is liquidated? That's a very strange thing to kind of envision. And I think scientists have even found that the memory of the caterpillar is still intact, even though it's completely liquefied, which is just like, what the heck is going on there? So even when you're in this in-between state on the threshold, just before you're about to emerge as a butterfly, you still have this memory of what you were, and you have this inspiration and potential of what you're going to be. And it's a very potent position to be in, and there's that self-awareness that comes into that situation. And it's just something to contemplate, the butterfly and the chrysalis and all of that sort of stuff. So the threshold. And the other card I have here is the I Am Hotep card from the Egyptian Book of Doors. And I Am Hotep was a god of healing. He actually lived in Egypt, and he was a minister to the pharaoh and, a healer that people would come to in the community. And he was very revered by wise men and just ordinary people alike. And he was a very skilled physician, and he became deified. That's how that's how like awesome Imhotep was, that he was just an ordinary man, but he was, yeah, just so powerful and, a great man of knowledge that he became a god, or he is a god. And there is the power of healing that is in this card. There is the caduceus on this card. So thinking about your own healing, medicine, your power to heal others, your power to heal yourself. And this can come in many different forms, in the forms of medicine, herbalism, meditation, vibration, holistic things. There are many, we have many capacities of healing that we are able to partake in. And yeah, there's a real sense of harmony in this card as well. Thinking about the caduceus, it's the two sides that come together to bring that middle path. And Imhotep, he was scientific, but then he was also magical as well. So thinking again to, like I said, the yoga, the meditation, all of those sorts of things. There's great capacity in magic to heal, and it's not so far removed from science as some may believe. I also have the Four of Cups reverse, the Ace of Cups reverse, the Nine of Cups reverse. I have the Two of Cups, the Two of Swords, and the Two of Pentacles. I have the Devil reverse, I have the Queen of Pentacles reverse, and the Four of Wands reverse. So there is a sense that you have been perfecting your craft, perfecting your work, perfecting your health, but in a segregated sort of way. You have been going inward or removing yourself from the outside world with the three twos here. There is that sense of, segregation, or moving away from the masses in order to commune with yourself. Even with the Two of Cups here, there is the caduceus once again, and there is that sense of balance. And the balance in the three twos comes from the fact of the Trinity. There's the Trinity that is playing into this, and you need to realign your mind, body, and soul in order to have that, to have the full potential of the two, essentially. And you have been maybe doing some past life work, some looking into your childhood, maybe even looking into genetics as well, just to be able to heal yourself. And maybe even just abstaining from destructive or toxic substances, chemicals, things that you know are bad for you: wheat, gluten, lactose, grains, vegetables, meat, whatever it is. You know what is making you sick, and you have been abstaining from it. It could even be abstaining from damaging relationships with the Ace of Cups here. It could be abstaining from even intimate relationships. You have found yourself to be too preoccupied with looking after someone else and not looking after yourself. Really getting to the crux of any problems that you have, any ailments that you have, instead of trying to just put a band-aid over it, or just trying to medicate it and not actually get to the root cause of it. There is a lot of holistic healing that is coming through in this reading, and you're at the precipice, you're at the threshold of really becoming that butterfly, becoming the pinnacle of your potential, or you're at the pinnacle of your glow up, essentially. And it's taken some work, dedication, it's taken structure as well. Again, that Trinity brings in the structure. It is the salt. With the number 3 is the salt. It's aligned with the Empress card, and she is the salt of the alchemical work. And if you think about cryptography as well, you need the salt in order to figure out the code or the encryption or whatever it is. Without the salt, you can't do shit. So, yeah, without that one little bit of information, without that one bit of data, you can't unlock the potential of what that encryption is. And salt is, or it was one of the, or actually it is, I think it still is one of the, no, it used to be the most expensive thing. People used to trade in salt. It wasn't gold, silver, blah, blah, blah. It was salt, you know. Salt was very precious. It was very, yeah, precious. I don't need to explain any more on that. And you know, if you don't have salt in your body, you're not going to function. If you drink too much water, you become completely diluted, and all your electrolytes and all your salt gets too diluted, and you can't work. Your brain doesn't work. The osmosis in your body doesn't work either. So you actually just end up drowning and being silly in the brain and dying essentially. So salt is very necessary. So if you don't have enough salt in your diet, or maybe if you have too much, you know, you can have too much of a good thing, but if you're not having enough salt in your diet, if you're finding that you're having headaches all the time, you need to up your electrolytes, up your salt level, and yeah, that's just what I'm kind of getting through with this reading. And the threshold as well kind of reminds me of the brain barrier. You know, that's a threshold where medicine and other herbs and spices and healing properties can make their way to the brain and make their way through membranes as well. And yeah, all these like little thresholds inside your body. Even your stomach has thresholds. It has little, what are they called? The little, they kind of look like coral, or, gosh, what are they called? Anyway, you can look it up. It's the thing in your stomach that absorbs the nutrients essentially, and if you have inflammation or irritation in your gut, they end up smoothing over, and you know, because they're all fluffy or nodules kind of thing, they have a bigger surface area than if it was just flat. So because they have more surface area, they're able to absorb more nutrients and more things from your stomach. And if they're just flat, then your stomach has a lesser surface area, and then you can't absorb what you need to absorb. Anyway, you can look it up. So yeah, all these thresholds in your body, these thresholds between too much and too little, moderation, and the thresholds between, yeah, all the different elements that make up your body, and yeah, those sorts of things. I think that is all that I see here for you. So I hope that you enjoyed this reading, and thank you for listening. Bye.